Hey guys, so y'all said y'all wanted a video, and so I'm going to go ahead and record myself annotating this text. It's vanishing vultures. So I'm going to go through and annotate it the same way that I would annotate with you if I was there with you. So this is vanishing vultures. I'm looking at this picture, I'm looking at this title, you know, I see something here, I see a map here, I see something else down here, so I am probably going to think that this text is a non-fiction text. Vanishing vultures, that's the title, so that's probably what it's going to tell me about, is something going on about vultures, something, maybe they're vanishing. Who knows why they're vanishing? Maybe they're endangered. I have no idea. This right here is a photo, you should have probably said, and this one right here is a caption, because caption and photographs go together like SpongeBob and Patrick. So let's go ahead and read and annotate this text. Circling high overhead, the vulture spies its tasty prey. When it thinks the time is right, the ravenous bird swoops down on the decaying carcass, picking the smelly, rotting flesh off of the dead animal. So it spies its tasty prey. It's spying, so I'm going to think, well, he must be what then? If he's spying it and he swoops down, he's probably really, really hungry. So ravenous might mean really hungry. I don't know. Another vulture follows, then another. It doesn't take long until there's nothing left except a pile of bones. Two vultures can pluck the flesh off of a dead cow in minutes. So that is a fact, it seems like. I definitely know that this is a nonfiction text. Vultures once clouded the skies over India, Pakistan, and Nepal. In recent years, though, the birds have been dying out at an alarming rate. India's vulture population has declined by more than 95% during the past decade. Decade is like 10 years. So vanishing vultures, they are vanishing because the population is declining. Now, at any point in time, if you need a pause so you can make sure that you're doing what I'm doing. So I write, you still write. At first glance, getting rid of these nasty-looking birds might seem to be a good thing, but not really. Scientists say the extinction of the vultures could pose a serious problem for humans. Why? Simply put, there are not enough vultures to eat all the dead animals that litter the streets and hillsides. So basically, it's a problem if they die, we need them. Corpse removal. This is a nonfiction text feature. It is a heading. It is a heading. So that whole text that is on the next page, it's going to be all about corpse removal. So headings give us information. So this one right here, which we don't get all the time, is a map. It is a map, and that's probably the person maybe who put it there. I'm really not sure, but that is not a caption. The lack of vultures also means that members of India's small Parsi community cannot dispose of their dead in the traditional way. So it's affecting people, it seems, in India, and they can't dispose of their dead in a traditional way. The Parsis members of a religious group rely on vultures to eat the bodies of the dead. So in India, this small community uses vultures to eat their dead. So India's Parsi community, comma, vultures eat dead. According to tradition, Parsis cannot cremate, bury, or submerge their dead in water because they believe a corpse is dirty and impure, so the corpse would taint the earth, the fire, earth, or water, which they regard as pure. So this is just something that they believe, that these people believe in. So obviously that's, you know, they have a different opinion than ours. Nothing wrong with that. We don't bury our dead because we respect the earth. Caudjesty P. Mystery told the Environmental News Service. We don't consign the dead to the flames because we respect fire, and we don't drown the dead for we respect water. Religion dictates that the Parsis leave the dead on hilltops known as Towers of Silence. So the hilltops are known as Towers of Silence for vultures to eat. So this is the reasons why they have to leave their dead out on the Towers of Silence. For us, conservation of vultures is closely linked to religion, Mystery says. We leave our dead bodies exposed to the sun so as to be devoured by the birds, and the vulture is the most important of these birds of prey. With fewer vultures consuming the dead, the Parsis' age-old tradition is dying, he added. So that is probably a really big problem for those people. You know, that's their religion, that's what they believe, and if they can't bury their dead the right way, that is really a problem. Which makes me wonder, is that the text structure of this text? Is it problem and solution? Are they going to tell us a solution on how to solve this? I don't know. This right here is another, hopefully you're thinking, heading. So the rest of this text is going to be about this. What's happening to all the vultures? At first, ornithologists or scientists who study bird species, so that's what an ornithologist is someone who studies birds, could not explain the increased death rate of the birds. Experts thought an unknown infectious disease or perhaps a buildup of pesticides used to kill insects was causing the vultures to die. A new study proves otherwise. Scientists now believe that a medicinal drug called diclofenac is killing the vultures. So this is the culprit, they think, and that's the reason why the vultures are dying. Scientists say the vultures die when they eat the carcasses of livestock that are treated with this. That makes sense because they eat dead things, and when they eat the dead things, this is what happens, is they also get that because this is inside of the dead animal. Farmers in Pakistan and India started using diclofenac during the past 10 years to treat ailing livestock. Small traces of the drug cause kidney problems in the birds, which can lead to an early death. Last meal. This is another heading. Now that scientists have determined what is killing the vultures, efforts are underway in India to ban the use of diclofenac. This is the problem. This is what's killing the birds. We know for a fact that diclofenac is really bad, one scientist said. So the first priority is to get that controlled. Otherwise, experts say, vultures in Nepal, India, and Pakistan might as well prepare for their last meal. So this is a possible, because back here we said that the text structure could be problem, and this is a possible solution. That is a characteristic of nonfiction text, is text structure. So text structure helps organize the text. It helps us to be able to better understand the text. So you have questions, so let's go ahead and move on to those questions. I don't think you have very many. You only have 5. Apparently, the author would like the reader to be convinced. We talked about this word convinced with argumentative text. We know that convince means to, starts with a P, persuade. Apparently, the author would like the reader to be persuaded that A, vultures eat too fast for their own good. B, feral dogs are generally dangerous. C, the extinction of vultures would not be a good thing. Or D, towers of silence are off limits to vultures. Okay, let's start with the dumb one first. Feral dogs. Did it talk anything to you about feral dogs? The answer is No. And I really want you to try to answer these questions maybe on your own. So I'm going to read the question from now on and give a little bit of a pause, hoping that you will also pause and do it on your own and then confirm with me, because I will have the right answer. All right, vultures eat too fast for their own good. Now, okay, it says that they eat too fast. Never in the text did it say this, so there is no evidence to prove either one of these answer choices, which means you have C and you have D. D says towers of silence are off limits to vultures. That is completely untrue, and you can go in the text to prove that. So find what paragraph number it says that it makes this statement untrue. I'm going to give you a little bit to think about it. And you can obviously pause it while you go back and find it, but you need to find the text evidence to prove that this is incorrect. Okay. Gave you a little bit of time to look. Hopefully you paused it. So if you come back right here, and we may want to start by numbering our paragraphs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, if we go, it says they rely on the vultures for their dead bodies. It says they don't bury or submerge or cremate, and this is the reasons why. And it says right here in paragraph 7 that they need them, and it says right here that they leave it for them to eat, which means this is the text evidence we need for Q1, paragraph 7 and paragraph 10. So I'm going to go back and put paragraph 7 and 10, and we can infer this. The answer is C. I'm going to read number 2, and then I need you to pause it so you can determine the answer. We can assume that farmers who use diclofenac, A, are unaware of the problems it causes, B, are trying to get away with breaking the law, C, don't know that diclofenac hurts air quality, or D, need to use up their supply of the drug. Now pause this so you can answer the question on your own. Okay, hopefully you paused it. It never said this. You can't pick something it never said. They're trying to get away with breaking the law. It's not against the law to use it. Air quality, is it hurting the air quality? No. It's hurting the vultures. And you can go back in the text and you can prove that. That was 12. This is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. It's killing the vultures, even though it's not against the law. It's killing the vultures. We can prove that. It says in paragraph 14. The only one that makes sense is A. The author includes a quote from a scientist at the end of the article to convince the reader that the author is educated, impress the reader with the scientist's knowledge, explain that the vultures can make good pets, or show that diclofenac is a harmful substance. Now pause this video before you figure out the answer. Hopefully you paused. Convince the reader that the author is educated. That is not the purpose of this text. To impress you with the scientist's knowledge. Impress, that does not make any sense. To explain that vultures are good pets, where in the text did it say that? This does not make any sense. The only one that makes any sense is D, and we can prove that by going back to paragraph 14, where it says that it is killing the vultures. So paragraph 14 is our evidence. 4. Of the 4 statements below, the only fact is that A, the vulture's prey is tasty, B, dead bodies should be devoured by birds, C, ornithologists study insects, or D, India's vulture population has decreased. Pause the text, pause the video, and figure out the answer. Okay, we don't know this. I'm sure we don't want to eat dead bodies. This is not true at all. They should be devoured by birds? No, we don't have our bodies devoured by birds. That makes no sense. Ornithologists, it said it right here in the text, that ornithologists study birds in paragraph 13. The only answer is D. So that is it.